More than 30 people were killed and 170 others were injured after Israeli soldiers fired on people trying to collect food aid at a distribution center in Rafah. This according to the Gazan Health Ministry. Residents and medics say Israeli soldiers fired from the ground at a crane nearby that overlooked the area, and a tank opened fire at thousands of people who were en route to the aid distribution center. However, Israel continues to deny it. In a statement, Israel's military said an initial inquiry indicated that soldiers had not fired on civilians while they were near or within the aid distribution center. Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, GHF, which is a US-based entity and Israel, or backed by Israel government, also said that food was handed out without incident and there were no deaths or injuries. GHF even released an updated video to support its statement. It shows dozens of people gathering around piles of boxes. The Israeli military released a drone footage it said was shot on Sunday in the southern city of Khan Younis, showing it said were armed, masked men firing at civilians trying to collect aid. The IDF accused Hamas of doing everything in its power to prevent the successful distribution of food in Gaza. Only limited amounts of aid have entered Gaza since Israel eased its total blockades that began in March. GHF began providing aid in Gaza last month, bypassing traditional aid groups, and has widely been criticized by the international community, with the United Nations saying its aid plans would only foment forced relocation of Palestinians in Gaza and more violence. The United Nations and the World Food Programme have recently reported looting of some supplies, including by gunmen. On Friday, a spokesperson for the United Nations humanitarian agency called Gaza the hungriest place on earth. The international NGO Freedom Frontier Coalition, or the FFC, left the Italian port of Catania on Sunday to travel to Gaza to deliver humanitarian aid after a previous attempt failed due to a drone attack on its ship in the Mediterranean. The crew, volunteers, which includes climate activist Greta Thunberg, set sail on the Madeleine, carrying what the group called limited amounts. Nearly 20 months into the war, negotiations for a ceasefire and a hostage release deal have failed to produce a breakthrough since the last brief truce collapsed in March. Israel has intensified its operations to destroy Hamas. In the latest, the Palestinian group has said it is ready to immediately hold a fresh round of negotiations to reach an agreement on the points of contention. This after its response to a US-backed proposal became a subject of criticism. US President Donald Trump's special envoy Steve Witkoff called it totally unacceptable, an assessment which was later echoed by Israel. Qatar and Egypt, which have served as mediators in ceasefire talks throughout the war, have emphasized the importance of intensifying efforts to overcome the obstacles facing the negotiations.